I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, people? How you doing? It's a great day. I am so very excited to have a return guest with me today. Oh my gosh, Miss Kathy Moore is here, and she's going to be talking about her books, and she just released a new one, and I'm just so very excited. When people come back and they tell me, oh my gosh, I released a new book, I'm like, yes, yes, progress. I absolutely love progress. And that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
Kathy Moore has done. Welcome back to the show.
Well, thank you so much. I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back. You're looking good.
Thank you. Thank you. You are too.
Well, thank you. My 69th birthday is Saturday.
Oh my gosh. Well,
I
you
don't
go,
mind.
girl.
I don't mind the years. It's just the creeping decrepitude that comes in your body, you know.
Well, I understand that, but I mean, what can you do?
Exactly. I wake up every morning and say, thank you, God, I'm alive and I'm going to choose joy today. I don't care how bad it hurts.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't make 69.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
I hear
So,
that.
I mean, you're doing good here.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I bought a vehicle recently. I got a
Ooh.
great big old Suburban.
Oh, I love Suburban.
And people crack up. They see this little tiny, I'm petite, very petite. I'm about 5 feet tall. And they see this little tiny woman climbing out of this great big vehicle. And I just laughed.
Oh my gosh. Well, that is cool. I mean, you know what? You gotta have what you want to have.
Well, it's for my, when I move into the log cabin, you know, I have chickens and I got to haul chicken feed and, you know, that kind of stuff. So, yep.
Oh my gosh. That's gonna be something that you have got to send me some videos.
I will send you some pictures. Yes. Once they put the road in, they've got the foundation down and the walls of the basement up. And we're just waiting for the final engineering plans so we can go ahead and get the building permit and get started and get the logs there. And it's going to be completely rustic. It's just a log cabin that I can enjoy and I can sit and write. So just looking forward to it.
Oh my gosh, that's like picturesque, you know?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, that is kind of like, it reminds me of like a movie, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It definitely is something that if that's going to inspire you, do it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and it was my, you know, I think I've discussed before the year I had in 2022, where I lost my mother in January, my last living out in February. My husband died in an accident at our home in March and lost his mother in July. And, you know, when it all happened, yes, I grieved. But I tell people it was the worst year of my life, but it was also the best year of my life because I experienced the loving presence of God in such a unique way and the love of people surrounding me. And I choose to look at it as a positive thing. And I choose to learn from what I experienced. And hopefully I can use some of that in my writing. But
I
yeah,
think so. I think so.
I hope so.
Talking about writing, tell me about your books because you have Winds of Eruna. I always pronounce that wrong. It's
Aruna.
I mean, okay, so you got book 2, you got book 1, you got the Fight of the Dragons, you got a new one. Okay, you got to fill me in.
I'm working on the new one. Okay, well, in book 1, we sort of present the characters. We present the scenario, describe the characters, so what's going on in their lives. But then book 2 gets into the nitty gritty of the plot. And right off the bat, there are things happening. And we're looking at Ooloo, a little winglet, gifted winglet, who is trying to make her way to Cliffside School to study magic. And she doesn't quite make it yet. So there are twists and turns in her life. There are adventures that happen. And you discover in book 2, where did the dragons go? Where did they come from in the first place? What's happened? You know, so that's why it's called A Flight of Dragons, because in book 2, you learn where the dragons went and where they come from and their reintroduction into the planet of Aruna. And you meet the characters sort of coalesce and they run into each other, the winged and the unwinged. The unwinged are called grubs. And they sort of intertwine, their lives intertwine, and things really take off and begin to happen. I hope that I had all the elements of good fantasy, but there's humor in it. There's love, there's challenges, there's opportunities for growth, definitely humor. And there's also tragedy. One of the characters will pass away in the book. I'm not going to say which one. But I'm just kind of giving a little bit of a hint there. But it just begins to open wide, and you begin to see things happening on Aruna. And by the end of book 2, you're going, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? Well, you're going to find out in book 3.
Oh, and have you finished book 3 yet?
No, I have not. I am still working on book 3. I'm
Okay.
hoping to finish it this year, hopefully in the next 6 months, but we'll see. We'll see.
Wow.
I'm working hard on it. So,
Wow.
yep.
Why? What is Aruna? Where did you get that name from?
Just out of my imagination. I
That's
just
so cool.
Yeah, I just tried to think of, well, it's a completely unique planet. It's where the wind always blows, and where there are two societies. There are the winged society, known as wings, and then there are the wingless humans, known as grubs. It's just sort of a derogatory term. But there's also they live in humongous trees, even bigger than the trees that were in Avatar. I
Mm,
had been planning this book years before Avatar ever came out, but my trees are so large that there are buildings built on the limbs. And
wow.
it really centers around 3 main trees that comprise Cliffside School. And this is where our little winglet, Ooloo, is trying to make her way. She has the presence of foreseeing things, and she had seen that she would be at this school. But in the meantime, things began to happen. Also, in the meantime, there are 2 lovers. They become life mated. One is the daughter of the High Matriarch, who unfortunately is a very evil character, though her father is good.
Oh
there's
man.
also there's also a story of revenge in here, and but the Cliffside School, the 3 trees of Cliffside, are a very interesting place to live, and a lot goes on around that. But it's called there the 8 realms of which the High Matriarch rules. But
Mhm.
there's also the northern provinces, and there's just a lot going on in both books. But it really takes off in book 2, and
Nice.
I hope that I've had really good reviews on Amazon so far, so I'm excited about that. So we'll see.
That is so cool. I love it when a writer puts their imagination into things. This sounds like one of those like cartoons I would love to see.
Uh-huh.
I mean, because me, I'm not, I know I'm older. Don't come for me. I know that. I know. But I love cartoons still to this day.
Don't forget to follow us on YouTube and Instagram. Thank you for
To
watching.
this day. I think that they're cute. They're the fantasy, the imagination in older people doesn't die because we're
No,
older. It just
no,
I think it gets just a little bit more complicated because we know life and we
right,
know that the process of life, so we can write a little bit better on the cartoons with
right.
the tutorial and the teaching. What is the teaching aspect in this book, or is there is just it's just
Oh
fantasy?
no, there's definitely a teaching aspect, because what I do is I present different characters, different lifestyles. And the point that I'm trying to make to my readers, especially the young ones, is that because I've lived all over the world. I've lived in Scotland and Italy and Saudi Arabia, and there are different religions, different cultures. And so I've tried to take those experiences and use those in my writing. And what I want people to see is that, it's okay to be different. It's okay to have different beliefs. You can choose how you act. You can choose how you respond to other people. And that's one thing I like about one of the main characters, Lynette, who is the daughter of the evil queen. She has chosen, probably from the influence of her father, to treat everyone with respect, even the unwinged. She's a very unique person. Um, and I don't, in book 1, they do end up becoming life mated, and she gets life mated with the son of the least respected tree in the realm. And they end up having to flee the school because of the wrath of her mother. And so that's sort of where this story ends in book 1. And then in book 2, it starts right out. They realize they've got to go back to help protect Cliffside School from a vengeful ex-wind dancer who had tried to use a dark magic spell and it backfired on him, and he lost his wings and was horribly disfigured, and now he's out for revenge. But he's also being used by a demon character from the realm where he ended up. I call it the Void because it really doesn't have a description. And this evil demon character, his goal is to open a portal big enough for himself and his demons to come into the world of Eruna and take it over. So he sends Morren back into the planet of Aruna with a baby black dragon. And the dragon grows up and they start attacking all the area and killing, and he starts making undead people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so they are beginning to attack the realm, but through trickery, Ooloo gets used to open that portal. That's all I'm going to say on that. But yeah, it does unfortunately get opened, and demons do pour into the realm. But that's sort of where book 2 ends. And then we pick up again, book 3. I think I'm going to call it a flight of demons this time, because now they've got to not only battle undead people, they've got to battle demons. And there's also going to be another group of people that get introduced that will come to help the people of the 8 realms. So that's book 3. That's book 3. So
that is so cool. I mean, you have really, really thought this through. This ups, the downs, the ins, outs. This is wonderful. And I'm already, I haven't even read the books. I'm already,
you need to read them.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. They sound like they're wonderful. Sounds great. Like right up my alley. I
hope that they're page turners. My grandchildren have read it. It's good, clean fantasy. There's no overt sexual content. There's a very clear delineation between the evil and the good. But it also shows that some of the characters have to make hard choices, and those choices are not necessarily clear cut. And it just shows the development of those choices and what they do with their lives and how they treat other people. And again, I try to pull from my life experiences. I lived all over the Southeast. I've lived up into Connecticut. I've lived on an island. I've lived next to the Red Sea over in Saudi Arabia. So I've had a lot of interesting life experiences, and have always wanted to write. I started life as an analytical chemist. In fact, my husband was my chemistry teacher, lab teacher in college. That's how we met, and the chemistry was great between us for 47 years. But then he died. He died right after our 47th anniversary in a tragic accident. And he had always told me, Kathy, go on with life. Don't give up on life. If something happens to me, don't give up on life. And so I'm trying to honor him by continuing to write and continuing to choose joy. Yeah. And that's sort of what I want people to know, is that, the world's in bad shape. There's a lot of bad going on, but you have a choice. You can wake up every morning and go, oh, woe is me. Or you can get up every morning and say, I'm going to enjoy this day. That's it. So that's sort of the way I want my characters in my book to be. I hope that my books are a learning lesson for people and then a page turner.
Definitely. Definitely. I'm already ready to turn the page.
Hello, I'm Ronald Isley of the Isley Brothers.
I'm Ernie Isley of the Isley Brothers.
And our new album is Make Me Say It Again, Girl. And our new single from that album is called Last Time.
And we're with Yaya Diamond.
And she's a special lady to us, too.
Awesome. Good.
It sounds so amazing. It sounds so wonderful. It sounds so sci-fi and so fantasy. It's just, I love stuff like that because I like to get away from reality. And I think that this book is going to take you straight away from reality and put you in a zone where you can be somewhere else and kind of unplug. That just sounds wonderful.
Well, that was my goal. That was sort of me growing up. I got introduced to the writer Egar Buroughs at age 8. My mom took me to the library and I checked it out and I thought, wow, this is wonderful. It was his Mars series. And I thought, gosh, that's interesting. And so I just continued to read. I loved reading. And don't know why I majored in chemistry, but I did. Glad I did, because
Yeah,
I met a
right.
wonderful man. Met a wonderful man, and like I say, I had 47 wonderful years with him, and I know where he is. He's in the Lord's presence, and I just one day I'm going to meet him and again, and tell him all the things that I've done, and I'm
Yeah.
hoping that I'm making him proud. So
I know you are.
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah. But again, like I say, we do have a choice. We wake up in the morning. You can choose joy. You can choose happiness, or you can choose to be morose. And I'm
Yeah,
going to choose the other.
I am too.
And I'm also going to choose to be kind to people. There's so much hatefulness and unkindness in the world, and it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. And I hope that my books reflect that. So,
I hope, yeah, definitely. I hope that everybody realizes that as well.
yeah.
Wow, it's been such a wonderful, wonderful interview today, Kathy.
Thank
You
you.
said you finished another book. What book did you finish then?
Well, I finished book 2, and
Okay.
it went on Amazon, I guess about 3 weeks ago, Friday, maybe a month.
Hmm.
And people have been buying it, and I've had great reviews even on book 1, and now book 2. I've had a review with Pacific Review, U.S. Books Review, and right now I think Harper Magazine is doing a feature on me. I've been featured in a couple of magazines lately, and so I'm hoping I'm getting some attention. I'm getting some attention. So I'm going to continue to write until my last breath.
I hear that. I hear that. Or your last stroke.
My last, that's right. My last pen stroke. Or yes.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Well,
Yep.
Kathy, thank you so much. Where can people find your books? Where can they find you?
Amazon. Amazon. I've also got a website, Cafe Hyatt book at let's see, cafehyattbooks.com. I guess it's my website. Yeah.
I'll make sure that we put that in the description box
Okay.
to make
All
sure.
righty.
Yeah, because I mean, it can be confusing. There's so many different
Yeah.
things going on. I'm
Right.
so happy for you. The
Thank
cabin,
you.
the third book you're getting ready to write, and
Yeah.
all the stuff that's going on. We wish you nothing but the best.
Well, thank you so much. I've enjoyed so much speaking with you today. Hopefully, I'll get to talk to you about book 3, and then 4, and then 5, and we'll see.
Yes.
We'll see. I'm being pitched to Hollywood.
Ooh,
I've had some responses. So, but you know, it takes a while when an author gets pitched. It can take years, but there is some interest generated there. So hopefully, we'll see some movies or even a TV series. That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
oh yeah, that
My
would be
grandkids would
amazing.
go, "That's my Nana."
Yes, yes. Oh,
Yes,
oh my gosh, that would be amazing, Kathy. I would love to see that. Absolutely
yes.
love to see it.
Me too. Me too.
Awesome. Well, thank
All
you again
righty.
so much for being on the show. I truly appreciate you. Can't wait to have you back for number 3.
Okay.
I,
Awesome. I look
I,
forward to it.
I need a synopsis. Not now. No, no.
Okay. Yeah.
We're
I
gonna
was gonna say.
leave them in like
I'll leave them in
1.
suspense. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes, yes.
But a lot's
Hey,
happening.
yes, that's right. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. And don't forget to dare to be different.